Let's talk skin. Let's talk truth. This is Barefaced Chat, and I'm Kelly Saynor. I've spent over 2 decades in aesthetics, seen behind the filters, under the makeup, and beneath the skin. On this podcast, we strip back the noise and get real about beauty, identity, and everything in between. In this episode, we talk body, burnout, and belonging. We talk about the nap club, the goddess grove, and the sacred yes. Because skin isn't just skin. It's your story, and I'm here for it. I'm Kelly Saynor. Are you ready for some barefaced chat? Disclaimer, the views shared in this episode are personal opinion and are not intended as medical advice. Always consult with a qualified professional before making decisions about your skin or health. For everybody that hasn't met Sam, this is this beautiful human sat in front of me, and she owns Wise Heart. Okay, so like I said to you before, I've never met you before, Sam, but from the moment that I read your bio, I was hooked. I was intrigued. I'm obsessed with skin health, hormones, and the whole person. I've said that to you before. And there's something about your work in the Yoga Nidra. I want to get into goddess energy. Like, what does that mean? That feels a bit ethereal to me and non-tangible, but I'm a woman. So goddess resonates somewhere. I just don't know where yet. Yeah. Maybe it's my inability to like recognize that because it feels higher. I'm still understanding my higher self, but goddess feels like, okay, that might be a bit too much. Yeah, but you've had this before. And also, that your seasonality and the way that you talk about seasons. And I did some exercise classes, like a personal trainer. Oh, yeah. She does it in women's seasons. So it all feels, everything ties in. So when I was reading it, I was like, I'm destined to meet you. And weirdly now we've got people that we know that are mutual, which is always so weird. But one of the things that hit me really hard was your mantra about rest is a radical act in a busy world. And I've only just started to understand what self-care means. And I think that we get so whipped. You can't, sleep is sacred. Yeah. But when you're a busy person, you don't have time to sleep. And all of the corporates out there are all like, you work, you get up at 5 and you get it, all this sort of stuff. You wake up at 4 and that's when your day starts. You need 4 hours sleep, Yeah. I didn't realize what it meant and how your body actually needs to respond and heal. Yeah. But of course, for me, that comes from a very biological place because we know when we sleep, that's one of the products we've got. It's the best beauty sleep that you get. It's called night shift because it works all night. So there's some like parallels that we'll talk about. Today with you, I'm coming in really curious because we've never met. And what I love about your story is this freedom. That seemed to be a theme that I got from social media. How you describe yourself as being free. And I think that's taken me a long time to understand what that means. Sam and I have talked about it before. We're very much on that. Like we just riff on all sorts of stuff. Just keep going. And he's just such a part of my heart that's why these podcasts and talking to you guys means so much. Because I don't think I would be talking with you here right now without Sam, honestly, without having experience what I've experienced. So I just want to thank you for that and, being that person because it's opened me up. One of the things I do want to explore with you as well before I introduce you fully to everybody is how do you find this? Like you seemed very rhythmic for me. You're very rhythmic. And I don't think lots of people are very rhythmic like you are because you seem to have really, really good rules about your life that that you need. Yeah. And I really want the listeners to understand, or anybody watching, why rest can be so transformational, not just for body healing, but for mind healing as well. So please, everybody, welcome. This is the gorgeous Sam, founder of Wise Heart, Yoga Nidra. I don't know what that is. Please tell me, tell everybody else. Yeah. You are a rest facilitator, goddess whisperer, and something that you need to tell everybody is like basically how to stop in such a busy world, because that's insane.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you for seeing the message and recognizing the depth of it, because it's so, so important in this crazy busy world, especially at this time of year as well.
It really is, right?
Yeah, and rest is resistance to the madness of this world, the madness of Black Friday consumerism and Christmas consumption.
Yeah.
Rest is the antidote, and nature is the guide to that rhythm. That's where that comes from. It doesn't come from like a self-discipline. It comes from nature, and nature will show you the way. We talked earlier about the moon, the trees, the sky, just all of the earth guides my rhythm. And I've just become so connected to that over the last few years in particular. And that brought me to rest as well.
How did you find it?
Have
you always...
So I've always had an inner peace, I would say. I've always had this inner calm, like for forever, as long as I can remember. People have always said to me, gosh, you're really calm, aren't you? So that's always been there. But how to share that with people is quite new, sort of the last 3 to 4 years.
Okay, I'm 45, 46 in March. I've just found my inner peace. So I'm listening. You've always had it. Give me some of the good stuff.
Yeah, I've always had it. I've not always been able to hold on to it in the moments like, in life. I went on a crazy sort of career journey in the civil service and that career gave me PTSD, complex PTSD from a really toxic work environment.
Wow.
So Nidra and the moon and my major awakening came from a place of pain and need and trauma and healing, you know, my own healing.
Do you think it starts from trauma? Do you think is there a theme with people that feel like they find, does trauma need to be at the centre of that? Does it not? I don't know if it does.
It depends. Everyone's life path is different. I really believe that like I came here for a reason. I chose to come here at this time, and sharing my peace, I now know to be that reason. And unfortunately, as a soul, I think sometimes you do need to go to the depths of the bottom of your shadows and pain to find that. But some newer souls won't need to, and it'll be there. You know, we all carry different lights, I think. But I think the common theme with people that have been through trauma is that they find a medicine that they then go, oh, I need to share that medicine. And that's what Yoga Nidra is to me, that medicine that needs to be shared. So
for anybody that doesn't know what Yoga Nidra is, can you just break it down?
Yeah, absolutely. So it is simply the sleep of yoga. So an ancient practice originating from South Asia that takes you through a guided meditation through 5 layers of consciousness, takes your brain to a deeply restorative state called the delta brainwave state, where your cells begin to regenerate in that brainwave state. So your body literally heals from laying down and being guided by a voice. And that has been passed down for thousands of years, you know, with deep gratitude to the teachers and creators that brought it to us. It's a truly magical practice.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing Yoga Nidra?
I've been practicing it myself for 5 years. I found it in lockdown. I joined a moon Zoom in lockdown with a beautiful teacher called Susanna Guest.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and so she introduced me to the moon, and we cycled all through lockdown. We cycled with the moon every 2 weeks. We'd meet on the full and the new moon. And at the end of that practice, we would go into Yoga Nidra. She didn't even really call it Yoga Nidra. I just knew that we were going into this amazing dream state. And I was healing and changing and going through so much.
What's the difference between that and yoga then?
So there's no movement in it at all. There's no poses apart from laying down or sitting down.
What kind of yoga?
Yes, exactly. So that sweet spot at the end of a really active yoga class where you have 10 minutes and you lay down, that's a very short Yoga Nidra. So what I do is a full Yoga Nidra, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever energy takes. It's very much an energetic practice, a bit like Reiki, really. It's something that's channeled through me in a kind of structured way. But yeah, I open a portal of energetic rest for people when they come to my practice.
Oh my God.
Call in all the spirit guides and angels and ancestors to hold that rest space, to protect that rest space and bring them their highest good.
Do you always get into it? Can you sometimes not get into it? Sometimes when you feel like you're fighting it, or you just feel like, okay, rest now. And you do you sometimes have this like
I have
struggle?
times like that. Yeah, where the body's like, no, fighting it. And definitely.
It's like your human self's like, not today.
Yeah.
And then your spirit self's like, okay, let's just marry the two.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Because some of the benefits of it are like crazy when you read it. It improves your immunity. It helps with chronic illnesses, all sorts of things. So even still now, when I'm getting poorly, I kind of forget. And then when I remember, say if I've got a terrible headache and I remember to do it at that moment instead of, I don't know, something unhealthy to do with it, take a paracetamol, whatever. That's not unhealthy, but that's what I would do in the past. If I stick a Nidra on, it goes. If I have an hour of Nidra, it goes, it heals. It's like a truly magical practice.
Wow.
And that's kind of what drives me now, is to share that medicine of more people need to know about this. More people need to be healed by this.
I think the world is getting better.
Yeah.
I think that, on the retreat, I met a girl called Claire, and she was doing clinical reflexology. And she had said to me recently that they did an MRI imaging of somebody's brain before and after facial reflexology, and it actually changed, which is unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, this is us, like, we've already got doctors and people that are healing in that way. Yeah. Believing now that actually there is a place for this, but even things like, I remember saying to Jem, who was doing my one-to-one body coaching, she was like, why did you take a paracetamol? Because I would go and go, I'm on today, so don't like give me too much to do, or don't whatever. So I needed a paracetamol, and she was like, okay, we need to stop that. But that's the world I come from. I would absolutely say, if you're feeling it, we want people out of pain, and there is evidence to say that actually having a pain reliever. Yeah. But what you're saying now, and what I think is amazing, especially because these drugs contain so much shit, is that you don't need to do that. Yeah. You could go into a Nidra state and actually heal. And I'm sure there are 8 cultures still that believe that and do that today.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Asian cultures, India. Yeah. Nidra is practiced massively, and medicine's completely different there.
Of course it is.
Yeah, it's just, becoming open to us, and it exists in all the lineages. I'm of Celtic lineage, and I'm just unpacking that all of these dreamlike states for healing existed in all of our lineages. It's just that the South Asian culture retained it, and is bringing it to us now. Yeah.
Do you think that's got something to do with some of their cultural religious beliefs as well, or do you think?
Yeah, I guess some of it is. Some, because a lot of the origins of Nidra are related to the Hindu religion. And for, I'm not like a historical, political knowledge, but that they've just managed to retain a lot of the traditions that were lost here on these lands. So, yeah.
It fascinates me, honestly. Do you do this job day in, day out? This is what you do for a living?
Yeah, this is my full time. Yeah. It took a long time to get there. I do a tiny bit of freelance. Okay. I run a small charity. I'm a CEO of a small charity. So that was what I transitioned into after the public sector's career. And then I transitioned into the Nidra. So I'm still doing a bit of that. Okay. As well.
Do you find is it okay now because you've only got a bit of that and you can really balance it with this side?
Yeah, okay. It is, because this was really, really calling me, Really? That charity, like, I founded it, is a very, very special part of my life, and I thought that was my life mission.
Got you.
And it was part of it, but really this sharing the peace through the Yoga Nidra, that's like
where that's where you sing. Yeah. That's where your light shines.
Absolutely.
I can see that. Yeah. Can you talk a bit about the charity, or would you prefer not to?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I can do, yeah. So it's called PIP UK. We support people with Poland syndrome, which is a rare limb difference that my son was born with. Wow. So he was born with like a small left hand. Okay. He's missing a muscle in his chest as well. And And yeah, those are sort of the main symptoms of it. And it was just kind of like a really unexpected, lonely, isolated path when he was born.
Yeah.
So I started the charity out of that isolation, really.
Wow.
Just making sure no one was ever alone with it anymore.
What statistically then? How
There's
many?
about 2,000 people in the UK approximately with it. So quite rare. Most people will never know anyone with it or never bump into anyone with it. So it is like really isolating. But yeah, we've got this global community that we've grown. We've got a children's clinic at Birmingham and we're sort of connected people. So I feel like it's kind of where it needs to be that now. And we've got some wonderful volunteers that are doing all the hard work to sort of continue.
You are something else, aren't you? Keeping it all under hidden. It's just a small charity. I don't think it is. I think it's huge and you've done an amazing job, actually. So give yourself a pat for that. My gosh, just something I worked on.
I know. I'm working hard on like combining those parts of me that I've previously kept separate.
Yeah, totally get that. I think that's absolutely incredible. And not everybody's got that sense of needing to do that. I think some people have, but there's a drive in you that keeps you going, especially when it's about your son. One of the girls here, Louise, her daughter's been recently diagnosed with Shwachman-Diamond syndrome. And really rare, really unknown. They missed certain signs, and we're campaigning for this because it's so rare. So I completely hear that and understand that drive. If we bring this back round, because I want to talk about what you do daily as well, about the Nap Club, the Goddess. I want to get into all of that in a minute. But talk to me about then Nidra, the Nap Club. And what that means for our nervous system, because I think loads of people act with their nervous system. I only recognised it now that my nervous system gets jangly because I've looked into some of these, like, different love languages, our attachment styles, and appreciate, or you think, again, boxing people, but you think, oh, am I anxious avoidant? Am I, whatever. And it's your nervous system, like, not calming. Do you think that a lot of these things that drive people is this nervous system overstimulation?
Yeah, absolutely. We're in like a world that demands so much of our nervous system and takes us away from everything that regulates it, to the decisions we have to make every day, to the technologies that pull us out of it. And Nidra absolutely regulates your nervous system. And what's beautiful about Nidra and the Nap Club is that there's a co-regulation within it as well, because you're resting with a group of people. And that is like an extra level of regulation to your nervous system, because that helps all of us. Thousands of years ago we would have lay in a cave together and slept really close by. So it's kind of that co-regulation element of it as well. And the fact that you can just lay down and find that is quite revelationary,
isn't it?
I feel, because I went through a lot of like really complex therapies and things for my trauma, for the PTSD, and I always feel like they healed my brain, but they didn't heal my body and my spirit. And Nidra will do both of those. Wow. It's like that missing piece.
So all of a sudden, then you get this calm, this inner. Then it marries.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it just quiets everything within the body and mind, so you can just rest completely. And if you're really, really tired and you've not rested for a long time, you might just fall asleep, but you'll still soak up that regulation and that peace. But if you're quite well rested, you might find it's a really creative space. You might have your best ideas there. You might find a deeper spiritual connection.
I feel like we should work together.
Yeah.
I feel like, like if you were trying to bring this, like make it feel accessible to people, CEOs and people that running high level businesses, you could actually say to them, we're going to do bloods before, you're going to come on a course, and we're going to do bloods after. And we're just going to do your CRP level, which are inflammation markers, and we're going to see whether your cortisol's now been reduced. I mean, people are buying now, especially post-COVID, into themselves more than they ever were.
Yeah.
We are our own drivers because we had no choice.
Yeah.
The government were telling us if we walked outside, we're going to die at any minute.
Yeah.
So exactly. Shit, better do what we can at home. So, there's definitely a teaching here.
Yeah. absolutely.
For people that would never normally have wanted to hear it.
Yeah.
Which I think is fascinating for you.
Absolutely. And so accessible.
Yeah.
You know, you can just literally lay down at home. There's a really good app to do it on, Insight Timer app that's free.
But loads of people are evidence-based, Sam. They feel like they need, I need to know this is actually working.
Yeah.
Because it's weird though, because we take supplements that have got no evidence behind them.
I know, yeah. And there's a really brilliant teacher of Nidra called Uma Dinsmore-Tooley, who last year released an encyclopedia of Yoga Nidra, and she went through all the scientific studies available to it. So there is science that's showing. That's why we've got this list of benefits of like helps with menopause, helps with chronic disease, helps improve immunity.
You know, it's not just come out. We need to bring these people in, don't we?
There are studies there that are showing it. It's being used with veterans all over the world to help with PTSD. So there's a big amount of science backing that element of it, which is pretty amazing.
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I am so beyond excited about listening to you and talking to you about the nap club and stuff like that. So I want to get into that now.
Yeah.
Tell me about the nap club. Talk me through, and anybody listening, what it looks like.
So the nap club came from my dream space. This time last year, actually, I took like a sabbatical, like offline, just at home, came off socials and everything, and read an amazing book by someone called Trisha Hersey, who is the nap bishop in America. Her book is Rest is Resistance, and she has been practicing nap clubs, nap spaces, naps as a form of resistance to patriarchy, capitalism, white supremacy.
No.
Yeah, she's got this amazing model. And so I have to credit her really with where it came through of my dream space, because
all we're doing is regurgitating and making it our own.
Yeah, absolutely. That's life. Yeah, I mean, she learned that, you know, her ancestors never rested, and she needed to rest, and we're resting for them because they never rested. So she just opens up community spaces in America and just says, come nap, like literally bring a blanket, come nap in a big hall.
I don't know if I could do that.
I know.
I honestly don't know if I could do that.
I know what you mean.
Do you know? It feels like a real. I need to, because we grow up with bedtime is at this time.
Yeah.
If you nana nap in the afternoon, you feel naughty for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's rest shame. We'll come back to that.
We need to talk about that, because I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope. So even when people say to me, I'm just gonna have a little nap.
Yeah.
Like, you lazy bastard.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Absolutely.
Especially during the day. I'm like, who do you think you are? But when I read about your nap club, I told the girls, my team, and they were like, can we do that? Can we have that at work? I'm like, absolutely not. But let me speak to Sam.
Absolutely.
So talk to me about,
Yeah, because it actually invigorates you and obviously recharges you for whatever you need to do next. But yeah, so Trisha Hersey really inspired the nap club, because she talks about taking back your dream space, because everything in this world at the moment has kind of stolen our dream space. The Netflix that wants you to keep going, part of their business plan is actually to steal your dream space.
Very true.
You know, our phones, all the decisions we have to make, everything just takes away our time to create and be and dream.
Yeah.
And so I gifted myself this time last year, and just thought, I want to do what she's doing. You know, I want to open up community spaces to rest, but with Nidra. And so that's where Nap Club came from, because there's a bit of me that doesn't want to go to a community hall and just invite people in to sleep. I'm not there yet. I want to be. I want to have the accessibility and the numbers of people having access to it, for sure. But I want to be warm and I want to be comfy.
True.
Comfort is like key with Yoga Nidra and rest. So that's where nap clubs came from, really. And I sort of trialed it in Buxton early this year, and just kept it really simple. Do you want to come and have some rest space, some open space to connect with the season, the rhythm of nature, but then just have a really long Yoga Nidra, some time to journal, reflect.
Yeah.
Oracle cards, a grounding snack, just time and space to be in community and rest. And that's as simple
as it is.
Really.
How long are the sessions?
They're an hour and a half. Yeah.
It's like a lot.
Yeah, it started off as 2 hours, but an hour and a half seems like the sweet spot. The rest practice is anything 45 minutes to an hour, depending what comes through, and then just some gentle somatics, a little bit of breath work, a bit of settling in, a little bit of working through people's intentions for the rest, because then those intentions can be weaved through. So, if you're there for like clarity or calm, those words can come through the Nidra. So it's really like bespoke to you as part of the nap club as well. So I've just been sort of going around the country a little bit doing that in Cornwall and in Yorkshire, and then mostly in Macclesfield, Buxton and Whaley Bridge currently. But coming to workplaces as well.
Really? Well, I've already been asked.
Yeah.
So I'm sure will you come and do it here?
Absolutely. I would love to.
That sounds amazing. We could do it in here, could we?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Amazing. You can do it anywhere. You just need a chair or somewhere to lay. Yeah.
And warm.
And warm. Yeah.
So
warm
talk to me about shame and sleep.
Rest shame is real. No one's talking about this, but rest shame is really real. That voice that you have that says like, you lazy bugger, you can't that's rest shame. That's come from the outer world. That's come from capitalism, productivity, ancestors and relatives that couldn't rest, did not have the luxury to rest. We've all got this built-in rest shame 100%. And it comes up and stops us from resting all the time. It still shows up for me, and I live a very rested life now. I fought hard to live that rested life, but it still comes up.
Thank God.
This week on Tuesday, I just had this I had so much to do work-wise. I had a lot to achieve, but there was a big part of me that just wanted to get under a blanket and watch Gilmore Girls on Netflix.
So true.
And that part gave in.
Really?
And but there was still something going,
guilt.
Can you really do this?
Yeah.
Can you? You've got this, you've got that. And I just had to kind of fight it.
How do you, it's that prioritizing it. I don't think it would take me a minute to prioritize it. I think I might do it, but it's same with journaling. Like I get into habits of doing it. And it's okay to forgive ourselves these things.
Of course.
But I'd like to incorporate more restfulness because I have an inner stillness now that I've never had before. So I'm growing. I really am opening, growing, knowing, being. But this is a new one for me.
Yeah.
This is one I need to learn, I think.
It is a practice. It is, especially when it doesn't come naturally to any of us. And it can just begin from, a little longer in the shower.
Yeah.
To dream.
Yeah.
5 minutes of closing your eyes and just thinking of nothing.
Yeah.
Taking in, staring out the window and daydreaming. It can start as simply.
But we got told off for doing that as children.
I know.
So those behaviours are so ingrained.
They are. They really are. I know. When I arrived here, I got out the car and just stared at the trees for a little bit and was waiting for a bird to come. And I felt like a bit of a Looney Tune because people were emptying bins and stuff. But that was my moment to just ground and ready and steady. And we all need to do a bit 100%. More of that. And I go to the woods really often, and 3 or 4 times people have asked me if I'm injured because I'm still and resting in woodlands, and people are like, "Are you okay?" Someone actually phoned a homeless support team once and sent it into the woods.
That's hilarious.
I was on my yoga mat in a coat because it was cold, and they thought.
That is hilarious. Stop.
And that's the paradox of the world that we live in. I was so well. I was so grounded and happy and in a beautiful space. And the outer world thought that I was unwell and homeless.
Because we're still in a minority.
Yeah.
Because there's still not enough people that know that this is actually medicine.
Yeah.
Like you say.
It is. It's absolute medicine. It's absolute gold, and it's just kind of been lost and hidden. And we need to find it again and see what it brings, because it could, you could have a song in you, Kelly, that's hidden because you're not getting the stillness.
Yeah, I get that.
To find it. And that, I think about that all the time. Like, what songs and creations are like hidden inside people because they don't have the time and space to unlock it within them.
That's a really good way to put it. Like, what's hidden?
Yeah.
Because when you have a moment and you have new things, you go, fuck me, like, was that hidden?
Yeah.
It feels so profound that you realise it was locked. So you think, I need to experience that again or whatever. And I think some people don't have the luxury of being able to go there.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's cheap.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's something that's within us.
Yeah.
But because society puts these parameters and these barriers and these real, like, if this, you're in a straitjacket because of it.
Yeah.
It's seen as so weird and so kooky that changing that is something that's going to be, we're a way off, but we're getting there.
Yeah. Takes time.
You know the Goddess?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. This is one of my favourite bits.
So this is quite new to me. So I've had the maddest year where I've been introduced to Goddess energy. So last February, from that nap club space I had in December, I'd had this call to India. Just like when things got quiet, there was like a beating drum. There was an image of like a temple. And then the Nidra teacher I talked about earlier, Uma, came. She was doing a pilgrimage in India, and I'd just been keeping my eye on it, and it was coming closer and closer. I had no money or time or anything to go to this pilgrimage, but it just kept coming. And I was talking to friends about it, and a friend gave me a stone. Okay, and this was a stone from the river where this pilgrimage was. It's called a Shiva Lingam stone, so a crystal. And they're all oval shaped. They all have this stripe through them. And this friend, Lorraine, she's really special. She's in her 60s. She went to India years ago and had this stone. And as soon as I told her about this pilgrimage, she just went and grabbed this stone.
Wow.
And it was from the exact place where this pilgrimage was. And no word of a lie, like 3 weeks later, I was in India. And like that stone, having that stone in my hands seemed to clear the way to take me to India, because a few days later I sat with a group of women in Macclesfield, a beautiful group called Heart Branded, and you bring a business problem. And I was driving there and I was like, I've not got a business problem, but I need to tell more people about this thing that's calling me because it's the only thing on my mind. So I sat down with them and just said, not got a business problem, but what do you think about this? Like this pilgrimage, this just calling me, this stone. I don't know what's happening. I'm in floods of tears. I just don't know I need to go there, but I don't know how or why. And this group of women, like literally, I feel like they physically and mentally picked me up and they started handing me money, literally. And then they were like, you are going to go home and set up a GoFundMe. We are going to support it. All the money from this event is going into that GoFundMe. You need to go to India. And they were like, we can't explain it either, but something's going on.
Oh my gosh,
here.
that is that's just given me massive goosebumps. I've still got them. Like, that is crazy.
Yeah. So 2 weeks later, a fully funded GoFundMe, I was on pilgrimage in India, in central India, on a sacred river where that stone had come from.
Is that nuts?
Yeah, it's absolutely mental. And that's where the Goddess work began. I know the lady that ran the pilgrimage, Sangeeta, she's now like a really special friend. She gave me a massive discount to come, and she was just like, get together whatever you can, just come. And it's just everything conspired and just pulled me to India. And it was on that sacred river in India when I first got a connection to the Goddess.
And tell me about that, because I'm still blown. You've blown my mind.
Yeah, so on the pilgrimage, Sangeeta was teaching us about the Hindu goddesses, and every day we swam in the river. Sunset, sunrise, we were in the river, and I was sat on a mound in the river one night watching sunset. No one around me, apart from like our group with an Indian wedding being photographed behind, which was random. But as the sun set and the longer I sat there and the quieter I got, I just got this message. Like I get intuitive messages that I just kind of hear. And this message just said, what about your river? What about me? What about Buxton? What about the water there? And I'm just like sat in the middle of this Indian river, like, okay, I'm just going to listen to that and see. I don't really know what that means.
Oh my gosh.
But, yeah, and so I didn't tell anyone. I just went back to the room and wrote about it, and I was really sick the next day. Really sick, like a sort of energetical sickness, I think. I had to have a whole day in bed. I missed out on a whole day, but I was able to journal. I was able to do a bit of research and just started listening and connecting in to this goddess. And Sangeeta helped me after that, and we did a bit of research. So the water in Buxton is related to a goddess that they call in Buxton Goddess Aqua Ana Metier, which is a very Roman name. And we started looking into her, and Sangeeta was just like, well, that's not her name. Like, listen to that name. That's very Roman. You don't feel that in your body.
Yeah.
And she's really sort of learned on this. So I just kept digging and digging, and found the name Nematona, which is sort of an original Celtic name that was attached to this Aqua Ana Metier goddess. And as I said it out loud and said it to Sangeeta, she was like, feel that Nematona. Like, you can feel that in your body, can't you? That's her name. That's who's calling you. So yeah, this goddess of the water just connected with me. And then from there, coming back and spending time in the woods and the waters in Buxton, just got this big download of a mission from her of reclaiming the sacred waters in Buxton.
Oh my gosh.
There's a fountain in Buxton. You can drink the water. You can't bathe in it freely. It's locked behind a door.
Oh.
And for years you could bathe in it very freely, and it's very healing water. But now you can't.
Why?
Because Nestle own it.
Oh, of course they do.
Yeah, and pipe it down the road and bottle it.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh my goodness.
So that's where the goddess work has come from, and that connection. And it's still very surprising to me.
Is it?
And yeah.
How does that translate then? How do you sort of give that gift that you have had to others through workshops, through like...
In this summer, I did workshops in the woods where the greatest connection to the goddess is in Buxton. So when I came back from India, she sent me to a certain spot where there's a body of water in the woods, and I spent a lot of time there. And then this summer for 10 weeks, I took people to that spot, and we did nap club in the woods. It was called The Goddess is Rising.
Oh my gosh.
So I could share the goddess with everyone and bring that collective energy to this water mission.
What does that mean for anybody listening? How when they're thinking, I need to, like, you don't wake up in the morning and think, I need to find my goddess. You listen to you and go, okay, I need to know more about this.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds amazing. The goddess is like used in so many different genres, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, products are called it to make us feel like we are higher. Goddess energy is this kind of queen energy.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Are we trying to teach women of all ages that they have a goddess in them? Or is this a new practice for us? Like, how does that why would it change my life by coming to like a goddess ceremony?
So there's a divine feminine within all of us, you know, it's connecting to that divine feminine energy that's within you and without you, you know.
Yes, that I
Perhaps
understand.
there would have been like an actual person that was called Nematona thousands and thousands of years ago, but she was just so connected to nature and energy that it turned into this, you know, goddess energy.
Okay.
But connecting to goddess energy will empower you, will help you find your gifts within. And, you know, depending which goddess you connect with, will bring different elements. You know, that might be nature, it might be water, it might be fire, it might be darkness.
Yeah.
You know, I think they're just a really strong feminine energy that exists for us to find that within us. So it's nothing higher than you. It's in you.
Got you.
But it's just like connecting with it and finding it and seeing, you know, what helps and heals you along the way. And, you know, you might not get a message like I did, but you might feel something completely different, or you might get a message too. What I found in the woods is actually there was women coming who didn't have any kind of connection like this, but were intrigued, and they were connecting with that goddess, and they were receiving messages too. And people that didn't really receive any kind of message like that before, or they may just lay under the trees and be so happy that they lay under a canopy of trees. Like, you know, people take what they need from it, whatever's for their highest good. That's what I always call in for everyone. I like that. You know, whatever they need for their highest good. So if the goddess feels too far away from you now, then trees and nature never does it? It's
that accessibility, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's saying you know, I am here. You don't need to be all the way over here to get to get what you need. Yeah. You're powerful enough to be able to teach these practices because you have been learning this, and it's been a calling of yours for a long time. But to make you a credible person, I think even more credible is this allowing us to come and just get what we want out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I think is incredible.
Yeah, the smallest thing or the biggest thing, whatever you need for your highest good will always be there. And, you know, come as you are. Bring all parts of you on the days when you don't want to do it, but you know that you need something, you know, just,
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, it's so lovely listening to you. When you had when you left PTSD, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like you say, you've always had this calm. Yeah. That lots of people don't have. How did you transition from that to calm? Even though you've already it was already there.
Yeah. Lots of work.
Right.
Lots of deep work, you know, therapy, but then spiritual work, and just working at that with nature. Just keeping on top of that, you know. Anxiety doesn't exist for me anymore because I just know what to say no to now and how to keep on that alignment and keep everything aligned. That's not to say that I won't feel overwhelmed or like the beginnings of anxiety, but I have so many tools now to keep on top of that. That might be Qigong, you know, we talked about that before. That's incredible, powerful tool and a big part of my practice. If I can feel anything rising in the body, then Qigong is an amazing one to turn to like shake it out and move that energy and get it out of the body. So I guess just working on different practices to keep on top of it and keep calm and so nature, Qigong, Reiki, yoga, like moving yoga, all of those. And
well, I realised, you know what, kids do. I don't know if your son does, but what I realised is because me and Cole do this thing where we actually shake the energy off. If he gets mad, I'm like, shake it off. But I realised kids do that.
Yes,
they
naturally.
innately just go, ugh. And it's like they've done it. They do it before they even know they're doing it. They have a tantrum to get rid of energy. Yeah, that is why they tantrum and why they have this big dramatic movement. Yeah, I hadn't realised.
Yeah, because the body knows. Yeah, like we know. And then at some point, someone tells you to stay still. And stop doing that. Yes, and not move your body. Yes, and then you start holding it. Yeah, and that's where we store up all these problems, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the staring at, because if they do it when you go out, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
So you go, stop.
That's it.
So you get told, stop.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah. And at high school, it's all like, don't be a kid, don't act like a kid. And I'm always saying to my kid, always be a kid. Like, always be joyful. Always find that energy, that childlike energy, because that's when we knew. That's before the world stopped us knowing.
So very true. Oh my goodness me. I never even need to do my questions because we talk about it all anyway. It just comes out. And I think for us, it's been really natural. One thing I do want to just talk about before we end the session is the crystal that you're holding. Yeah. What is that?
I've forgotten the name of this one.
Okay.
It begins with C. It's a fiery energy. And this was gifted to me by a local sound healer, Chris. And I've also got an angel stone, angel crystal, angelite in my bra. And I just thought they're really nice balancing energies today. And I wanted to bring them both as a balance in. And then I'm just using it as a nice touchstone while we're talking as well, just to like ground my energy as we're talking.
And do you feel that helps?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. You'll often find me when I'm delivering Nidra with a stone, a crystal for that. Just, I have to connect with all the earth elements to bring to this practice. And a crystal just helps me
you do that.
to do that. Yeah, that's sort of a shortcut way of when you're inside. Just as if I was delivering it in the woods, I would stick my hands in the earth and get that grounding, and that just... the crystal brings that inside.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've never really been mad into crystals, but then this year I've just been learning more, and they literally keep finding my way. Like this was in a competition that I don't even remember entering, and I can't find the evidence of me entering. And Chris just came to me one day and said, "You've won this crystal." And I was like, oh, okay, right. So it's like the crystal came to me with like bringing me some fiery energy.
I mean... Can we just?
Yeah.
That's insane. They do
crazy.
Find you though.
They do.
Remember Carol Ann said I said, what shall I pick? Which one should I get? You tell me. Yeah. Like I was going for a dress.
Yeah.
She went, just go and have a look. You will, it will find you.
Yeah.
And it was a bit like, okay. But it does.
Yeah.
You realise, and you read it and you go, oh my God, this is exactly that when you read a card or whatever.
Yeah.
You do find it, definitely finds you. Let me tell you something weird that happened the other day. I need to just share this with you because it was so bizarre. I was on a Zoom call with Turkey, who do formulation. They physically make the formulas. Yeah. So I design the formulas for the products and they make them. And I needed to give them a new decision about something. And I was like, what is that? It was 11:11 and there was a feather on my shoulder. A white feather on my shoulder. Yeah. So I was like, what? I can see something.
Oh, that's mad that it was on your shoulder. Wow.
What? Yeah. I just feel like, what is that? That was very powerful.
I feel like that's your spirit angel team. Yeah. Like just really wanting to say like, we're here. Yeah. We're listening. We see you. We feel you. And I always try and I am in constant contact now with my own spirit team. So when that happens to me, I'm like, oh, thank you, angels. Yeah. I see you. I feel you. I hear you. I'm so glad you're here. Like it's a beautiful message from them, really, I feel.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you have to have these to get to continue to just go, okay.
Yeah.
On the right path.
Yeah. And I'm finding more and more that actually they really want you to call upon them and be in like constant communication with them as well. Like, I need you today, angels. Like, will you go with the kids? Like, they're going on this trip and I want you to be with the go and protect the kids today. Put a beautiful golden circle of protection around them. And they really respond so well. And your connection grows. And you've got that sort of like love and protection then for things that are, worrying you as well.
But I think if I said that to anybody, they'd be like, I'm sure it's just come from the cushion.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, there's a logical reason for everything,
I was in the office. There was no blankets. There was no anything. Yeah. And normally I'd be looking for the reason, the logic behind it myself. Yeah. But I just can't do it these days.
No.
I can't. It's too...
Well, I think that's the vibration of the earth and everything is rising and just finding ways to show us that we can't ignore it anymore, like the water,
Yes, talk about that. So if you are listening and you aren't watching, I'm holding a tiny bottle of sacred water.
Sacred water from Buxton, yeah. So from St Anne's Fountain in Buxton, where you can all freely go and fill up your bottles, and please do. Because the earth provides that healing water to us. It's there for a reason. And since in India, what India's live ancient tradition taught me was that they revere and bless and connect with their water every single day. Wow. And that's why their rivers are sacred, because they have thousands of people blessing and connecting with that water every single day. And our water on these lands has been forgotten and neglected and not blessed. And so I'm just trying my best to, respect the water and connect with it and bless it, because it's got so many healing properties. And, the goddess looks over it and wants us to connect with it.
What a beautiful present. It couldn't be more apt for me. And I've never had anything like that. And I feel it's my time, you know, to have that sort of thing and learn more about you and your practices, because I think you are incredible.
Thank you.
You are. Your inner stillness is a gift in itself, I feel, because there's too much noise in the world all of the time, and guilt. I'm always in there. I'm like the worst for it. Thank you so much for sharing like your story. I'd love you to come back again. I can't believe we're going to see each other tomorrow night.
That's mental.
And I have a feeling it's not the last time I'm going to see you. But before you go, we've got a few like Reddit style prompts that we talk about in Barefaced Chat. You know what I wanted to just talk to you about before I go into these, actually, just before we leave, is, you know, like the fear of laziness. And we've talked a little bit about it. You know how like there's this, we need 8 hours sleep. We need, you know, that.
Yeah.
Kids need this much sleep. Adults need that much. Some people don't need as much. Is that true for you or not?
Yeah, I mean, it's personal to everyone.
Yeah.
It is for sure. Nature tells you that the time of year would dictate the amount of sleep that you need. So I think it's different for everyone.
Okay.
And I think as women at like a certain point in life, we have to be like really kind to ourselves about sleep as well, because it starts to get really disturbed and like can cause, you know, but it's kind of really personal.
Yeah.
But because Nidra is like a sleep supplement, if you are experiencing any kind of difficulties with sleep, then it can help with that. You know, it's like 1 hour is the equivalent to 4 hours of sleep.
Wow.
So
wow.
When I get those times when I wake up, like the moon wakes me up a lot.
Yeah.
I'll do a Nidra so I can, if I don't fall back to sleep, I'm at least getting like the restorative benefits of sleep.
Wow, I didn't know that. So we need, my problem is I'd be like, I've had my 4 hours today because I've had an hour with you.
That's why I say supplement. It does not replace. It's okay. Just supplement.
I'm done for today. I can go to bed at 1. No, don't do that. That's not the idea. Okay, I get that. I would be doing that though. You know, one of the biggest things that people talk about on Reddit is they feel guilty for resting. We've talked a little bit about that shame around it. Women, guilt. I'm a mum. I've got to make tea. I can't do that. I mean, there's no way I'm doing that. But can people do Nidra at bedtime?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. It's beautiful to do at bedtime to just fall asleep too.
Okay.
I often would, especially if you have trouble falling asleep. But even if you don't, it's a great time to do it. You can do it anytime. Sometimes the most luxurious way I like to do it is to wake up and do it.
Oh, wow.
You know, those mornings sometimes where you wake up, you're like, I've not quite had enough.
Yes. Yeah.
It feels so naughty and so shameful to be like, I'm going to rest after I've just got up. But it's amazing. Like,
But what do you hear most people say? Oh, God, I hate getting up in the morning. I'm so tired.
Yeah. I feel like I've not slept.
Yeah, I feel like I've not slept.
Yeah.
That's the time to do it.
Yeah.
Well, you've heard it here first, people. She's given you the absolute okay to sleep when you wake up.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining me. You've just been the most phenomenal guest. I've absolutely loved and relished listening to what you've had to say. So thank you. Keep doing what you're doing and please come back.
Absolutely, I will do. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. That's it for today's Barefaced Chat. Thank you so much for listening. If you've loved this conversation, make sure you follow, rate, and share. It really helps more people find us and join the conversation. I'll be back next week with another honest, unfiltered chat. Because skin isn't just skin. It's your story, and I'm here for it.